Hi, I'm Michael Glidewell. I'm here with Crack Skull Record TV, and we're here with episode 3 of season 3 of In Between the Cracks with MR, Spaz and SOB to talk about their new album, RedVillain.
Rest in peace to every artist we've
Now,
lost.
the next song on the list is another one of my favorites. It's for like serious, and I love the title, and it is All My Heroes Overdose, right?
Yeah, so that one is when we were in the and I have to tell this story too about it just because this is like the best thing I can say, because with the process, with the storyline of the song, you know, this is where it gets like really deep and really heavy and really kind of dark. You know, this is where like it's kind of like a storyline of me falling into addiction and all that, and like realizing that everybody I've ever looked up to is like overdosed themselves, and like I was, you know, so it's like it's really getting to that point where it's like, yeah, it's about to like
real shit.
Yeah, yeah, the deepest I could get, you know. And so with that, like we were digging through beats and trying to find shit, and I just remember telling SOB like I need something like mean, and I need something just like gnarly as fuck, like just something that hits heavy and hard. And
is there somebody that you can say that you might have looked to influence for that song the most? Like besides yourself and looking into it, like is there anybody that you think you related to?
The lyrics or the beat?
Both.
The beat. Well, lyrically, it's all about me, but if you're talking about the beat, like I remember telling him, like I just need something that's like mean and heavy, similar to Tyler's, like Lumberjack, or like there's a few on Call Me If You Get Lost that I was like,
oh god,
the
yeah.
Tyler song that I did really try to call from was Who That Boy. That,
oh shit,
one. Like,
that is a mean sounding song though, right?
That one is just fucking intense as fuck, and so I just kind of tried to go for that feeling. And then I remember when I made it and I showed it to you, you were instantly like, oh shit, is that Dance Macabre? And I'm like, yeah.
As soon as I heard it, I knew it. I was like, oh yeah, because I love like classical music too, so you know, I heard it immediately and was like, oh, that's such a genius sample. I don't know why I never thought about that. Like,
yeah, and then I remember you had the idea to add the Paganini Caprice in there.
Yeah, Paganini over Dance Macabre, so it's just as evil can get with a nasty, grimy 808.
Yeah,
like
that song goes hard. I really like how that beat came out.
Yeah,
and the song itself.
And then the feature on that is a really interesting story too, because I had a feature that was supposed to be on it that dropped, so I looked into finding another feature for it, and I got the feature done. Like I hit dude up, he hit me back, I sent him the song, and this is in like the span of like 10 minutes, and he was like, bet, give me a little bit and I'll send it back to you. And it was like an hour later, and he messaged me and sent his verse back to me, and it was done. And he killed it. Probably one of the really good features on the album, I'm not gonna lie. And then once you add Apex on it with the deluxe version, it just takes on a whole new life. So I think that really I think that one is one that in the storyline and stuff, it's like, yeah, this is where stuff's kind of going haywire, it's going crazy. So, and it's a fun one to perform live, and you'll probably see us do it live a lot.
Now the next song, that sounds like it's kind of like a just from the title itself, you can kind of tell that it's like a more.
So yeah, like everything on here is basically like a part 2 or a part 1, or everything kind of ties together in a way, like strings itself perfectly together. And with Looking In, that search at part 1, so that was about like a point in my life where I was literally soul searching and trying to like find myself and find what I was doing, because I was just getting fucked up all the time, and I realized it was either that or I was gonna die, you know, or some shit like that. So
yeah, like when you realize all your heroes overdose, you start to look in, you know, you start to,
yeah.
That song rolls
looking at yourself.
Yeah.
I feel like that is a huge like metaphor or whatever you state list rule. from all of your heroes like died with these drugs, and then looking back at like the life that you've been living, how hard you've been going, and just like what track you're on now.
Yeah. So like the beat though is another Roy Ayers that me and SOB kind of fixed up and put together with some extra stuff that he had laying around, and that one came out really well too. That was one that I think when you hear it, it's kind of catchy enough. It's not dark enough to turn people away exactly as some of the other ones get, I guess you could say, but it's it's a little bit more forgiving on some of the lyricism, even though it's not.
Now, did you get into a mindset like in making, like in like working on this song, SOB?
I would say the whole album got me in a mindset that I would say heavily influenced people of the South went too, which will be out soon. But like
It's another episode.
I would say that like him reflecting on all these things as openly as he did made me more comfortable doing the same thing. So
would you say that was kind of like making it as more of like a therapeutic album, like, or made, I don't know, like made you more introspective, I guess, about
for this
life so far? Yeah, and then like for this more so, not so much for the stuff that you got
more
coming
therapeutic
out.
for him. I just got to make dope music.
That's what's crazy, because like it in a way for me it was kind of like a release lyrically, but musically, conceptually, and everything like that, it was like me like trying to see like, okay, I'm testing myself. I want to see like even the lyrics emotionally, like I mean, to be fair, like I only opened up emotionally like that because I'm trying to test myself and see like, okay, can I get this emotional and still write good music? Can I do this and it still be good? Can I? This whole album for me was a giant question mark originally when I went into making it, because I was like, I want this to be completely different than anything like that I've ever done ever. I want this to be completely different than anything. And when I started writing lyrics for it, I knew I was like, okay, this is going to be an emotionally driven story. This isn't going to be like some out there story like Prophecy or something like that. So I'll say this, it definitely left me at a standpoint where I kind of don't want to do a concept album for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, no, that was just that's why I was asking, is just because like it does seem to be a very personal album, and it is a lot of introspective, and it's a lot of serious places, and that's where like it is a collaboration. So it's like, while it is your story, and you know, experiences like having to collaborate with someone so closely, you kind of like both get, I guess, like you said, a little more introspective.
Yeah. Well, but like that's also where we got LVV and stuff, like where it's like it's not about us really. It's like not, it's just getting more into just music itself, which is great. I like both sides of the coin. I like people who can use music as an outlet, but I also like people who are just like, no, I just want to make some dope music. I like them both.
And see, that's why I do what I do, and that's kind of what RedVillain represents, is like, I want to have an outlet for some introspective stuff, but I don't I want to have an outlet for different and introspective stuff at the same time. I want to have like an outlet for experimental stuff at the same time, and I want to have an outlet for just like straight bars. So y'all, spoiler alert, y'all are going to hear about that. Oh no, I'm dropping another one. Prophecy 2 is coming out soon, and I'm dropping an EP back to Spaz, and so it's coming. We're just going to be dropping more and more and more.
And we'll cover all of that. Now, the next song I'm gonna have to go to my notes on, and it's because I've done far too many drugs in my life and such, and my memory is terrible. And this is just one of those series of letter songs, and it's IGU.
Gave up on giving a fuck.
I gave up on giving a fuck, but it's IGUOGAF. Yeah.
I gave up on giving a fuck. Now that's another song. It kind of sounds like, I don't know, a little hard. Like, I don't know, like it's like a hard one, or like a hard, like like I don't know, a hardened outtake.
Shout out
live.
Shout out to Bubba and ended up dropping, and Bubba came in clutch. I hit him up like the week it happened, and I was like 3 or 4 days away from release, and I hit Bubba up and was like, hey, can you do this verse for me? And he was like, yeah, I can come to the studio tonight. And I was like, okay, let's do it. So I got him in, he laid the verse, the flow was insane, and I as soon as I heard it, I was like, yo, this is dope. So yeah, he came in clutch with that verse, and shout out to Gnarly Sheen. Y'all gonna find out who that is soon.
Gnarly Sheen, yeah.
Gnarly Sheen, bitch. Sheen, bitch.
When me and SOB were putting that one together, that was one I think we put that together with some MPC stuff.
Yeah, it was a bunch of MPC beats I made on a Florida vacation. And
Vacation?
yeah, and then we got a little Slayer in there.
Yeah, at the intro, what is it, Chemical Warfare, I think?
Yeah, it's Chemical Warfare.
Yeah, dude.
And we'll have some special features on that vacation coming soon. I'm sure we're going to talk about what you did in Florida.
No,
I'd like to know.
what happens in Florida stays in Florida.
Stays in Florida. Florida's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of coke.
Now, like, how long did it take to make that beat?
That one didn't take too long, but
It's like 2 or 3 beats put together, something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that, I don't remember. But it wasn't that bad.
it was one of the ones that was like one of the more significant ones I remember that took a little bit longer. It was like that one, Therapy, and like a couple others.
Yeah, that one, Therapy. I mean, Therapy is the
That's probably like the most
Yeah.
I've ever heard in one song.
In the storyline too, this is where I had finally I was trying my hardest to get clean. I was trying my hardest to stop like the path I was on, and it wasn't really working or nothing. So it's just like you give up. It's like a cave-in moment, you know what I mean? In a way. So you just like, fuck it, I'm gonna get fucked up all the time now, and this is
Almost like just giving in. You're like, fuck it, I give up. I just give up.
Yeah. So then,
on giving a fuck.
so then
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
No, I feel like it's not. I feel like that's here. If you've never had some or anything, everybody has had the. Point. Like maybe not a turning point. It's another deep song, one of those crazy metaphors, and this is another one of the songs that got me in my feels, and that's the Ransom Note Part 2.
Yeah.
The Ransom Note songs are fucking amazing, I think.
So that one again is we used the pay beat on that one, and another beat that I made a while back that I ended up losing, that I had uploaded on my YouTube channel, and ended up losing that one in a computer crash.
Yep.
So me and SOB, we meshed those two beats together, and he did a great job on mixing it down, because that would have been a nightmare, because we didn't have no raw stems of the old beat to work with. So
Thank you, Sheps.
yeah, shout out to Waves.
But yeah, that was and if you, I mean, the theme of the Ransom Note, all the parts, it always has that beat that we got from that YouTube guy.
Yeah, Stoic Beats.
Stoic Beats, shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Stoic Beats. And then see the feature on there, just I really love how that feature came about, because that's a guy I met when I was at work, and he came in and he I was listening to Doom, and some lady said some negative stuff about MF Doom, and he was basically like, yo, don't disrespect Doom in my presence like that again. And I was like, right on. I was like, you rap, huh? And he was like, yeah. And so I was like, yeah, bro, I gotta get you on this song. So I sent it to him, and we got the verse, and something happened where the files, just we were having issues with them, but we got it fixed and we got it on there, and it came out really well, and I'm really happy with it. And shout out to 870, man, that dude's a beast. And
Yeah, that was a dope verse. I do remember having to get to extract those vocals, but we got it.
I mean, and that's another one that in the storyline, it's a song that looks into the younger version of myself kind of responding to the older version of myself from the beginning. and it's kind of like an answer call in a way to what the first song is saying. So it's like kind of like the opposite of whatever the first song said. I was like, all right, I'm gonna write the opposite. But that one is one that really came out really well, and I think once you get there, it is kind of like a climax to the story in a way. It really is. It kind of hits the peak of the story right there, and then you sit at the climax of the story for like the next few songs until it goes to kind of like a descending action again in a way before it rises back up. And it really ends on a climax. I think it's kind of a different way of putting a story together too.
Yeah, rapping your emotions like you'll ever be heard. Bitch, I'm all about action.
We hope you've enjoyed what you've seen in season 3 of In Between the Cracks. If you would, just like and subscribe, click that notification bell, and tune in with our next episodes. Follow us, leave comments on what you want to know about the artist, and we look forward to seeing you next time.